good morning. How's it going? Today I want to talk about envy and how that can affect our manifestation process as we're in the pursuit of learning, understanding the universal laws and the success mindset that will allow us to achieve and accomplish our desires in our lives. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm grateful for being able to convey that knowledge to you. Why is envy of something or someone not a good thing to do? Because envy is a negative vibration, as you know, you already know. Envy carries that lower vibrational energy, and that, as we spoke in previous videos, can cause major separation. Envy for seeing someone have something, whether it's seeing someone that you come across in the street and you see them with a car that you wish you could have, or a house that you wish they could have, or if you see a couple together and you wish you could have, I've seen that where people are like, oh, that guy's not that attractive, why is he with that pretty girl, and vice versa. I mean, they're all forms of envy that maybe a friend or family has money. You're like, how is it that this person who's not the nicest person in the world seems to have everything going for them, where you'd be like, I've worked so hard to be kind and loving, why is it that I'm not blessed financially like that? So that is a form of envy as well. And what you don't realize is that the more you stay within the realm of that vibrational realm of envy, you actually spend more time of course becoming a master of being in that realm, and you're feeding it more attention. Anything you give attention to cannot go away. It'll stay there, it'll grow and grow and grow, and eventually it takes a life of its own. And when it takes a life of its own, that negative vibrational frequency will start to attract more of the same. So it will attract people, circumstances, situations to feed that reality that of envy. It'll feed that reality of envy, and it'll create more of that negative vibration. So it's like the seed of negative. It's one of so many endless seeds of negativity. So you can take a different form, and the form that we're talking about today is envy. So you really got to be cautious that if you find yourself responding in that manner when you see someone that has something that you wish you had, and you're like, oh, how come I wish I had that? How come they can have that and I can't have that? You don't want to be envious, because again, you're just gonna spend more time away from Source or God Creator, which is where you want to be. You're getting that's what I said in previous recordings. You want to remove as much negative thinking, doubts, fears, and worries from your mind, from your soul, from your body. Remove all that so that you can have nothing but absolute unconditional faith and unconditional love and allowing, and so that you can just live that life where you just know that when you make a decision to do something, it's gonna happen, because that's just the way you train your mind to. That's just the way your life is. That's your new paradigm, a belief system that you've developed, your habit. And so, how can we react to something if let's say we're struggling with envy? How can we turn that around? How can we change that into something positive? Well, when you see something that you've always wanted, and you see someone, let's say for example, someone that that they are just not the nicest person in the world, but they always seem to have the greatest things happen to them, okay? Then what you do is, okay, when you see that, you say, oh, I'm grateful. You can say, like me, what I say, you can kind of reword this different ways. You can say, well, I'm grateful and thankful that they have that beautiful house, that they have that beautiful car. I'm so grateful for them. I'm so happy for them. and you just keep doing that. Fake it till you make it, right? You keep doing that. You do your best to be sincere. Eventually, it'll fall into play where that feeling of being sincere will come in. And even when you see someone, and practice feeling the feeling of sincerity. So let's say, for example, you see someone that you really do like and you really are happy for them. Remember to be aware at that moment and say, okay, how does it feel right now? I'm super happy and I feel sincere that I'm happy for this person. How does that feeling feel? And then remember that feeling. Let that be a trigger mechanism, so that the next time you see something or someone that you probably, you know, that feeling of envy kicks in, you can trigger that feeling of sincerity that you train your mind to remember. And then at that moment, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember how it feels. And you can even visualize at that moment when you're saying, I'm grateful that, you know, you're saying to that thing or person that you're envious, you can say, you can remember at that moment, trigger the vision that you had, or the memory of your friend, but bring it over, and then now see it and feel it for that person that you're feeling that envy for. And the more you do that, that higher vibration will get rid of that negative vibration. And in time, because it takes practice, repetition, synchronicity, repeating it, and syncing it up with your desire to remove that old paradigm and to have the new paradigm of that you really are sincere, and that you're not envious of anything or anyone. And that also so that's one trick. Another good understanding too is to know that why would you be envy of someone that has something when you understand the law of oneness, which states, the law of oneness, and I'll get into that in some other video, states that we are all one. We're all part of the same body, so to speak. So to give you an example of that, is like, how can you, when was the last time you see your right arm fight against your left arm? It doesn't, because they're part of the same whole. They may say, you may have different names, left arm, right arm, but they're part of the same whole, which is, you know, me. So in me, so my left arm, right arm is part of the same Raymond and Rosari. So it's the same thing for everything in the world. So if I see a stranger and they have something that I wish that I could have, having the understanding that they are a mirror reflection of who and what I am, okay, then that's, you know, that should be something that you keep in the back of your mind, because then they're like, why would I be envious of that? It's a little mind trick to know that, not just a trick, but an understanding that they are me. I can't be envious of me. I can't hate me. It makes no sense. You see, because and then I do damage to me. That energy will come back to me. Also, knowing that another way of looking at it too is, if you see another way of training your mind is that if you see that thing or circumstance or person that you normally probably be envious of, you can look at them and say, well, if God gave it to, God's source gave it to them, and it is possible, and I'm seeing that it's possible, then it's possible for me too. And then, you know, find joy in that. It's like, whoa, this is cool. You know, look at that. That exists. That means I can have it too. Because if they can have it, then I can have it, right? And that's something to be really excited about. It's like the Wright brothers, and I think I stated this in a previous recording. When the Wright brothers saw the birds flying, you know, and people are saying, oh yeah, you know, you guys are crazy, we're not meant to fly. And the Wright brothers are seeing birds fly, all kinds of creatures flying, and in their minds, they're thinking what I'm telling you, the same way of thinking. They're thinking, wait a minute, if these creatures exist and they can fly, then the possibility for us to be able to fly exists. And that alone, seeing that possibility, even though you should have the possibility, there should be endless possibilities in the way you think, but for them, believing it in their mind and seeing it was spectacular. And then so what, that inspired them to take action. They took action, and then they created plans, and now because of them, generations of people have been traveling for such a long time. Life, you know, the world has become shorter because of that. So that's something I want you guys to understand about envy, and how that can cause us separation, and how to go about retraining your mind to looking at the positive aspect, so that we can get closer and closer and closer to the higher level vibration, which is source energy. And when we get closer to source energy, we become more awake and more aware, more clear of who and what we are. And that's when we start really manifesting or allowing our desires and wants into our life. You can't have what you want if you're resisting or you have a lot of disbelief, because that lower vibrational frequencies, negativity, doubts, worries, envy is not from source, it's not from God, it's not from the universe, and that's just causing separation from what you want, which causes delay and causes a lot of faulty manifestations, and that's why most people don't get a lot of manifestations. I hope this helped. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, this is Raymond and Rizari. Love and peace. Have a great day.